Okay, so here's a video, 1989 Mazda B2600i, four-wheel drive, for sale. I've had the truck almost 3 years, and drove it the first year I had it, did a bunch of work to it, drove it first probably year and a half, and then the fuel pump, or started leaking gas. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I thought it was the gas tank. Turned out it's the return line on the fuel sending unit that's leaking, and I bought a new fuel pump assembly to go in it. I just have not had time to put it in. This is a cold start. This truck's been sitting for a few days, not been run. Let's see. Needs a good cleaning. It was a hunting vehicle for a guy, and I bought it because I've had a few of these Mazdas. Let's see if I can do this without breaking my neck. Oh, Lord. This is hard to do with one hand. But it's a complete cold start. This engine's not been run today at all. It is a 2.6 liter 4-cylinder, fuel injected. Everything works on the truck as far as I know. The air conditioning does work, but it needs to be recharged. It's low. It probably needs to be converted too. It does not have a factory radiator in it. Somebody put a different radiator in it, but I have a factory radiator and fan shroud for it. I just, again, have put it on. These are the fender trims from the old bed that was on the truck. It was completely rotted out, and I bought a replacement bed for it. Bought a push bar for it, which I was going to clean up, put on the front. That's a factory Mazda push bar. Spare tire. It has a new exhaust system on it from the how far forward it goes. It goes up to the exhaust manifold, I believe. New muffler. Frame has been patched in 2 places. Right there. This is a boxed frame, and it had rust on it, and it had a hole here that was probably about 3 inches just on the one side, and there's a place on the other side, and I'll pull the truck out and show it. But I had that done at a local shop, so that's a good solid weld. The frame was not distorted, sagging, or anything like that. Let's find the key for it. All right. Oh, hang on. I replaced the clutch master cylinder and the, I think it's on the other side, clutch slave cylinder. Did that first year I had it. And you can't see it, it's down in there. But it was replaced. Brakes work good on it. Replaced the front bumper. All the lights work. The tail lights are out of the bed because I've had the bed on and off half a dozen times just so that I could work on that fuel pump. But the brake lights, or the tail lights, are in the cab up here. The lights all work, the backup lights and everything. Alright, so let's start it up. There's the brake lights. Bulbs aren't busted. These door panel pieces, I have those in the back. Got one for each side. That's them right there. And they were camouflaged the same as this, and I took the camouflage off. This camouflage padding is just a wrap that goes around these door panels. So bed is solid. Got leaves in it. So rust in the bed. There's a little bit of surface rust right here, and a little bit of surface rust right there. You know, it's just an old beater truck. Tires have good tread left on them. Probably a season or two. They're a decent all-terrain tire. Got the factory chrome rims all the way around, all 4 center caps. Try to pull it out here and so you can see the other side. The passenger side window regulator has been replaced. I replaced it. Emergency brake works. Power steering, power brakes. Car. Should go like that. That red light is the washer fluid sensor. The washer's full, but it's messed up. So I'm gonna put it in 4-wheel drive now. So to put these trucks in 4-wheel drive, push the clutch in, pull it into 4-wheel drive. You'll see the 4x4 comes on. And then on the Mazda trucks, right here, is a remote freewheel switch for your front axles. So you put it in gear, and you roll forward, and then when you see the lock come on, at that point, your front differential's locked. You can shift on the fly from 4 high to 2 high as you're driving, as long as that's locked. Okay, you obviously have to stop to put it into low. When you want to take it completely out of 4-wheel drive, you take it out of 4-wheel drive, still locked. You press this switch, now the differential's unlocked. Now, to go back in 4-wheel drive at that point, you have to stop the vehicle, put it in 4-wheel drive, and let it roll just a few feet. Forwards and backwards. There it goes. And it'll lock in place. See, it says lock on there. As long as that says lock on that switch, you can go from, while you're driving at up to, I think, 45 miles an hour, you can shift from 4 high to 2 high and from 2 high back to 4 high. It's on the fly. But you can't do it when you're turning. You shouldn't do it when you're turning, and you shouldn't do it above 45 miles an hour. I think, no, it's not on there. I thought it might be on the shift thing was on here. I do have an owner's manual for it, the original owner's manual for the truck, so it gives you all that information. Put the parking brake on. Truck's idling, temperature's starting to come up on it. Now the interior, like I said, it's dirty. It really needs to be cleaned. Unfortunately, I just haven't gotten to it. See if I can show you where the fuel pump's leaking on it. So there are two fuel lines, two metal fuel lines coming off of the fuel pump. One's your supply and one's your return line. And it drips when the truck's running. It doesn't spray gas out. Get a flashlight and see if I can highlight that. You can't really see it, but right there is one of them. And like I said, it's built into the fuel pump assembly. And I have it. Let's see. You know, the truck runs good. You know, even though it leaks gas, you can still drive it. This antenna is messed up. It's just sitting in there. It was something that the previous owner did. I hauled stuff with it. I used to have a camper top on it. Sold it. Windshield wipers work. Headlights work. Turn set of lights all work. Turn them on. Like I said, the brake lights are out. Headlights, marker lights. Now if you're going to flash fast, the rear brake light assembly's out. All throughout and everything. Just like I said, had it on and off with the truck working on it here and there. Decent little trucks. They weren't as popular as the Toyotas or the Nissans, mostly because you just couldn't get, they didn't do lift kits for them that often. It's got an independent front suspension with the axles have CV boots on them, like similar to a front wheel drive vehicle. There wasn't as much aftermarket support on these trucks, at least not in the four-wheel drive realm. That's not a factory bumper, obviously. That's a welded bumper, welded to factory braces. That looks pretty good. So, you know, like I said, the truck runs good for what it is. Probably could use a tune-up, oil change, and a tune-up, and then fuel pump assembly back here. Hold on. We'll pause the video and go get this. Okay, so here is the phone again. Here's the fuel pump assembly. It includes the fuel pump, it's the whole deal. And this is the line that's leaking on the truck. And that is the return line, as you can see. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. That's your pressurized line. That's the one that's leaking. So, and it could be replaced or repaired, but I just bought the full assembly. These things are extremely hard to find for the cab plus vehicles because of this offset. Okay, they're no longer available. The whole assembly is not. You can get replacement fuel pumps. You can't buy that assembly anywhere. You can't even get it from Japan. I paid $350 for this fuel pump assembly and was lucky to find it. The carbureted version does not work, okay? Because the carbureted engines had the mechanical fuel pump on the engine block. What I'm gonna do, if somebody buys the truck, I'm gonna give them that if I don't have it installed, and then they can take the whole thing. That's part of the price. The money I'm asking for the truck includes that. If I change that and I end up keeping the truck, I will rebuild the one that's in it and sell it to make my money back. Because the $350 I paid for this was a steal. Okay, so that's pretty much the truck. It runs, 4-wheel drive works, the heat works great. The AC, like I said, will come on. It doesn't blow very cold, and I think it's because it needs to be recharged. Probably needs to be converted over to the new refrigerant. You know, like I said, my intentions were never to really fix it up. It was just something to have as a backup 4-wheel drive, and I've got my Jeep, so I really don't need this truck as well. Plus, my wife has trouble driving a stick with her foot, so I've just decided to sell it if I can. If I can't, I'll just continue to fix it up. I'll probably, trucks look good in red, which is the color of mine that I used to have. Only body damage, there's a dent here in the bed. There's a little dent up here. You know, the roof line has a couple of dents in it. Like I said, it's just an old hunting truck when I got it. The inner fender wells are rusted here on both sides, but a piece of sheet metal will fix that right up. Rocker panels need a little bit of work, but they're not horrible. The rocker panels are solid. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I've got it on Craigslist. I want 2,500. That's what I've got in it with all the parts that go with it, which includes the radiator, push bar, another tailgate, some nuts and bolts kind of stuff. You know, it's got a lot of new components on it, and like I said, everything runs, starts right up. I've had one of these trucks. I bought one brand new in '92. I bought a used one in '94. I've worked on them quite a bit. The 4-cylinder engines in these trucks are really good on fuel economy, and they're plenty of power. It's a 2.6 liter 4-cylinder, so you know, you get the benefit of decent gas mileage, usually around 18 to 20 around town, and probably 22 on the highway. Now, I don't know that this one gets that, but that's close. And you know, just they're good running trucks. So if you're interested, it's on Craigslist here in the Tri-Cities of Tennessee. And that's it. Hope y'all have a great day.